think it's any surprise, people love their pets. I think it's safe to say that I love my dog Clark more than I love most people. When I adopted him a couple years ago, I remember doing hours and hours of research trying to find out the best food to put in his body, all while I was eating chips and salsa myself for dinner. But it's great to have a resource like Two Bostons here in downtown Naperville to help us make those decisions on healthy food to put in our pets. So we're here to talk to AdreAnne and Andy more about that. So for protective pet parents like me, trying to find the best food for my pet, my dog Clark, what are some of the factors that go into choosing pet food?
Sure. So first of all, I love that you want to be protective and make sure that you have the best for Clark. That's amazing. Those are the exact type of pet parents we want to work with. And Danielle, honestly, there's so much conflicting information out there. Come in and talk to us, and what we are going to do, we're going to make sure that your dog absolutely loves their food and that they're thriving on it. So those are the two biggest things that we want to do.
I would imagine they're a lot like people too, like everybody's different. Everybody's diets are different, taste buds are different.
Yes.
So when it comes to somebody that might be stuck on a certain pet food, they're very loyal to a certain pet food, are there certain things that you can suggest to add to the bowl?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there are all sorts of things that we have that you can just add super easily that's going to boost that bowl. So even if you're feeding just a regular, food that maybe your dog's been on for quite some time, that's not an issue. You can come in, we can show you all sorts of things like bone broth or goat's milk. We have different elixirs that we like to call them. It's fresh food for your pets.
And I think that that's a really important point, is that while we don't believe that every pet has to only eat fresh food, the more fresh food that they can get in their diet, the healthier they're going to be.
There is a whole lot of information out there in the world, and it's hard to decipher what I should believe and what's a myth. What are some of the biggest myths with pet food?
Sure, that's a really great question because there are definitely some big myths out there. The first one being that dogs need to have dry, crunchy food to keep their teeth clean. And in reality, it's like us eating a dry bowl of cereal and thinking that that's good enough without brushing our teeth. So in reality, fresh food is actually going to be the best thing that you can do for their oral care.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. The second one is just that a lot of people think that dogs need to be on the same exact food, meal after meal after meal, and it'll upset their tummies if, they switch. And honestly, if you do rotate protein sources or different types of food, you're going to actually create a better, healthier gut, a better and healthier overall dog, and you're actually going to reduce the chances of them getting allergies to certain proteins.
Now, when you switch around like that, do you recommend staying with the same brand, or is it okay to kind of branch off? Because you hear you should do 1/2 cup and slowly change over. What do you?
People have way too many rules. You can do whatever feels good for you. All the food that we carry is designed to be mixed and matched. So we have some customers who may be on a beef kick, and they may go from one brand to another brand, or they may just stay within one brand and switch proteins. Either way is fine.
When you're hearing little grumbles too, that's the dogs. It's not anybody's tummy, but I think that they might be a little hungry. First, before we move on to our taste test, we talked a lot about dogs and their tummies. What about cats?
Oh yeah, actually everything that we know about dog food and how important it is to have high moisture in their diets, to feed a high quality food, is actually even more important for cats.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we've learned a lot. I think it's time to put our money where our mouths are. We have our 2 contestants here for some taste testing. Are you guys ready?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Ready to go.
And round 1, here we go. Release the beast.
All right.
What do we have here?
We've got either the Raised Right Meat Bites, which is just 100% liver. That's the one he went for first. This happens to be beef, but it also comes in 4 varieties. And then normally his favorite are these wild weenies, which this one is the bacon flavor, which, I mean, come on, bacon, right?
I know.
And I don't even know if you can see it. There you go. So I think both of those are winners.
He liked to try something different this
Yes,
time.
that's
All right,
right.
round 1, winner. Round 2, here we go. Release the beast.
And in this round, we've got either a freeze-dried Northwest Naturals or a fresh food option, which is also the salmon and whitefish. Sassafras appears to really like that freeze-dried.
I think if the bowl was bigger, she'd be gulping it right now. So yeah, she's going for that. There you go. With that smushed in face, it's a little harder to get in these little cups.
Is there a taste difference for them?
They're going to be exactly the same product, only the freeze-dried doesn't have any of the water in it, so it's safe to travel with. It's also really, really easy to crumble up and put on top of whatever type of food you feed.
Well, looks like we have a winner here. Our third and final round. Let's go.
All right, so these are some great fresh food toppers. We've got the bone broth over here that she's going towards first. Tons of great healthy benefits that bone broth provides for gut health and joint health and all sorts of stuff. And then over here, we've got goat's milk, which is great for every dog and cat, just to get some good bacteria in their guts, and also can add that moisture to the diet. Especially if you're feeding a dry food, we need to make sure that we add that moisture.
She wanted to wash it all down with the goat's milk.
Yes.
But it looks like we have a winner for this round. Well, this has been great. I learned a lot about what I should be feeding my pet, things to keep in mind with the food that I'm putting inside my pet's body. Thank you, AdreAnne and Andy from Two Bostons, for joining us.
Thank you.
It's great having you.